All right, third time is the charm here. I swear it's going to work this time. Why am I such an idiot? Technology and Palumbo, those two things do not go together. Derrick Henry, man, this dude is looking to break the all-time season record, single season record for rushing. Absolutely unstoppable. In my opinion, this is the best two-headed monster backfield in the history of the NFL between Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Dude, Derrick Henry just literally ran into his offensive lineman, bumps off that guy. 9 out of 10 running backs would have fallen down right then. That dude is a freaking animal. Freaking animal. Boom. Yeah, it's gonna take swarm tackling. It's gonna take 11 dudes to bring that guy down. Vegas had the line on this game at 9.5. I'd be happy if the Broncos kept this game within a touchdown. Dude, the Ravens, I mean, that's an elite football team. I can't explain why they've lost to the Browns. I can't explain why they lost to the Raiders as well. It's weird, but they're a freaking elite football team. As long as the Broncos don't get blown out, I'll be all right. Keep an eye out on the Ravens' right tackle. His name's Roger Rosengarten. He's a local kid here from Denver. Went to Valor High School. I actually coached Roger for a year over there at Valor. We won the state championship actually against my old school Cherry Creek High School. Roger is a true rookie. He played at UW, was drafted in the second round by the Ravens, and is doing a tremendous job out there. Roger is a phenomenal kid. I coached him for like 3 days, and I told him, "Hey, dude, you've got the talent. You've got the ability to be playing on Sundays one day." I don't take any credit for it. He just walked in with that type of talent. But anyways, it's always good to see local kids do well. It's amazing the amount of Colorado products that are rocking in the NFL right now between players like Chris McCaffrey and Roger. There's 5 or 6 players from Colorado that are rolling. And then on top of that, shoot, Calais Campbell's still rolling down there in Miami. And then on top of that, the coaching circles, you got Kyle Shanahan from Cherry Creek High School. You got Mike McDaniel from Smoky Hill. You got Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator out there in Atlanta. He's a Chatfield High School grad. You got Clint Kubiak. I actually don't know what high school Clint went to. I know he was a CSU product. Anybody know what high school Clint Kubiak went to? Pretty amazing though, all the Colorado boys that are rocking the NFL right now. Can we please get rid of little Jordan Humphrey and Javante? He doesn't fight for nothing. Little Jordan Humphrey is definitely in the doghouse right now with Sean Payton after the game last week. Sean Payton was talking about the fumbles from the wide receivers, and he flat out said, "Look, our wide receivers are going to find a way to stop fumbling the ball, or else we're going to find ourselves new wide receivers." So, little Jordan Humphrey's only got two or three more boneheaded moments left before Sean's going to make a move there. I know Cortland was one of those that made the fumbles. Cortland ain't going nowhere. He's your number one wide receiver, and he had a hell of a game last week. Despite the fumble. This is a big drive right here. The Ravens have got the ability to go up 21 nothing like that. So really important for the Broncos to number one, eat up clock. Number two, you got to walk away with at least 3 points in this drive. And it's a solid NFL run right there. You grind out 3 or 4 yards, you're okay with that. Devontae needs to get his yards per carry up to a little bit over 4. If you are not averaging 4 yards per carry in the NFL, you ain't getting the job done. And he's not averaging 4 per carry right now. God dang. Bo's got to see that pre-snap. You got to identify that. You got to know that before that ball's even snapped. That Kyle Hamilton is coming right there. You can see it pre-snap. I mean, there's not a whole lot he could do about it because he knows that he's coming off that side. But I don't know if he's got any hot routes to get out of that screen or what his options are. But he's got to identify that. There we go. I do love the fact that in the last couple of weeks, Bo Nix seems to be looking to extend plays with his feet, not necessarily take off with his feet. This is a great job right here. Shoot, when you're an athletic quarterback as a young guy, the temptation is to always run. As you mature, as the game settles down, now you use your athleticism to extend the football play, not just take off and run. Somebody says I'm a play behind right now. Not much I can do about that. 2nd and 9, you go with the gun run. I'm not a huge fan of gun runs. They're always tough. It's just so much easier to run the ball underneath center out of pistol. But if you run the ball on 2nd and 9, you gotta pick up 3 or 4 yards to make 3rd down manageable. That was a total wasted play. And that's a hell of a drive right there, man. Start backed up, walk away with 3 points right here. Oh, no, no, that's I'm tripping. I'm a whole possession behind. don't know if, you guys are following college football at all or not, but the Buffs had a bye week this weekend, but man, did everything go right for the Buffs. Colorado, got some big time help this weekend. Texas Tech, Houston, uh, both lose their games, and it's not gonna be easy, but the Buffs can absolutely win the Big 12 championship this year. There is a path through that, and if you win the Big 12 championship, now we're talking about college football playoffs. It's a pretty insane thought here. Colorado's gotta go undefeated in their remaining games, and then Iowa State, they gotta go 3-1, right, in the last 4. So we need Iowa State to drop a game. But if Iowa State drops a game, Colorado wins out, the Buffaloes are gonna find themselves in the Big 12 championship. A lot of work to be done here, and it's pretty early to be talking about that stuff because there's so many games to be played. But it's pretty unreal that we could be past the halfway point of the season in college football, and Colorado's got a legitimate path to the college football playoffs. Pretty insane. Bo Nix and Troy Franklin could just not get on the same page, can they? God dang. Whether it's Troy Franklin dropping balls or Bo Nix overthrowing them, they just cannot get on the same page. What did I miss? What did I just miss? I had to refresh my browser that I'm watching the game on. How the Ravens get the ball back? What the hell just happened? What the hell happened? Lamar is flat out dealing this year. I am known as a Lamar Jackson hater, which is not true, but this might be the year that he proves me wrong, man. For years, have been on standing on this island that Lamar Jackson does not play a style of football that's going to win a Super Bowl because when you can't win on third down, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. But this dude's winning on third down. He's doing everything he's always done. He's got the most lethal combination of the backfield he's ever had. This Ravens team, they're a bunch of freaks, man. Pat Surtain called with the rare penalty. Hold on. That is literally the weakest call I've ever seen in my life. He touched the dude on the back and he gets called for a penalty? Give me a freaking break. Wake up, refs. That's a joke right there. That is seriously a joke. Tony Romo, why don't you grow up and call it out? I keep getting Mike Kliss tweet alerts telling me the play before I see the play. Shut up, Mike. What was that? That looked like a busted play for the Ravens right now. Didn't that look like that was getting set up to be a reverse or something? Yeah. Derrick Henry goes the wrong way. We'll take it. All right. Get off the field. Settle for 3. Down 10 nothing. Borderline feels like now or never for the Broncos offense, doesn't it? This game could get ugly real quick if the Broncos can't muster up a drive here. I disagree with what Romo's saying right now about protecting Lamar Jackson. If you're gonna be a running quarterback, you get treated like anybody else on the football field. Now, inside the pocket, that's a different story. But when Lamar Jackson breaks the pocket, you lose the protection of being a quarterback. You are now a running back. Broncos just cannot get embarrassed on this thing in this game, man. That's what it all comes down to. I don't think anybody expected the Broncos to win this game. And even if they lose it, they're still in good shape, man, in terms of the playoffs. I would love to see the Broncos try to steal a game between either this one or against the Chiefs next week, and if they can do that, they're gonna be in the driver's seat to make the playoffs, but, even if they drop both of them, there are some very winnable football games on the schedule. There are 10 teams in the NFL right now with 2 wins or less, and the Broncos have been very fortunate this year that they've already played 3 of those teams, and they've still got 3 of those teams remaining on their schedule. If you take it up to 3, they've got 4 of those teams left on the schedule. So, you handle your business against those 4 teams, then you're at 9 wins. You gotta find yourself 1 more if you wanna get to 10. Michael Pack says he expects them to win. Well, good for you, bud. Good for you, bud. John Elway voice. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get myself a snack. All right, I'm back. Got myself a little good Z bar. Got myself some Pop Tarts. Breakfast of a champion. Appreciate all you guys that are watching right now. By the way, Mount Paloma Speaks is my podcast. You can find all the videos over on YouTube. Link is in my bio. If you're watching on Twitter right now, which I know the majority of you are watching on Twitter, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. I do the all 22. So I go back and I watch the Broncos games and I break down the offense from the all 22, the coaches film. So make sure you guys tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and we'll break down this game. Hopefully, we get something good to break down. Big down here on 2nd and 8. Got to get to 3rd and manageable. Okay, or get a first down. I'll take it. You know, Javante's been better out of the backfield as a receiver this year than I remember him being in years past. He's had some really good games running the ball. He's had some bad games running the ball. But the one thing he's doing better is catching the ball out of the backfield. I feel like it's been forever since we've had a running back that could be a threat in the passing game. Jaleel should be that, but the problem is it's hard to play Jaleel on 3rd down because he can't pass block. Here we go. Okay. Hey, Troy Franklin got a football. Everybody clap it up for Troy Franklin. Way to go, 16. You did your job. You caught a ball. Proud of you. The Broncos are bound and determined to make this thing work with Troy Franklin. If he was not a relatively high draft pick, there's zero chance that they would be giving him as much grace as they have in the early parts of this season. I get it too. They need him to work because the Broncos do not have a speed threat. It's either got to be Mims or it's got to be Troy Franklin. One of those two guys has got to figure out how to play football. You would think that Troy and Bo Nix would have came into the league with a better connection coming out of Oregon together. I remember when the Broncos drafted Drew Lock, they drafted Albert Okwuegbunam as well, his tight end out of Missouri. I called it his whoopee. Troy Franklin should be Bo Nix's whoopee. This is a good looking drive for the Broncos. Don't stall out now. Don't settle for 3. That's when Bo Nix's feet come in. I love it. I love it. A couple weeks back, Bo Nix had 10 carries for 75 yards. That's too much. I don't want Bo Nix carrying the ball 10 times in a football game, but I do want him picking up 3 to 4 first downs per game with his feet. That's beautiful stuff. I'll take it. That's where his athleticism really shines. Bo looks calm right now. I like it. That's not PI? There it is. I'm interested to see the, review on this one. I wanted it to be PI because I'm a Broncos fan, but if I'm a Ravens fan, that looks pretty neck and neck. See what the review looks like. Yeah, just at the last second, he's gotta let go with his hands. I had, like, 700 people tuned in, and then I had technical issues. This is my 3rd crack at this thing. Appreciate all you guys that keep coming back, dealing with me as I fight through my technical issues here. I think I finally got a stream that is, clear. If at some point the audio or video gets bad, let me know, would you? Speaking of whoobies, Michael Burton is Sean Payton's whoopee. I'm a fullback guy. Very few coaches in the NFL these days value a true fullback. I like Michael Burton. They cut him earlier this week because they got to play weird games with the practice squad. You can only be elevated so many times from the practice squad, and I forget who it was that they were elevating or cutting, but they just said they had to cut Michael Burton to make room for him. But it was just a procedural move. They were always knew they were going to bring him back to the active roster in time for the game. Broncos been using a lot of extra tackles in the game. Matt Pert was over there, checked into the tight end position, tackle playing the tight end position. They love the heavy personnel. Got him. Give it to him. Why didn't he throw Devontae right away? That ball should have been out. Boom. I wouldn't be shocked if Devontae didn't think about this. Yeah, he's going for it. These are decisions that make or break a game right now. It doesn't feel good. I don't got a good vibe. Don't have a good vibe, boys. We're going with the Philly special. Whoa! What a catch by Bo Nix. What a freaking catch by Bo Nix. That did not look good, man. That was not a clean looking Philly special, but Bo Nix comes down with it. The dude's got some hands. Sean's feeling like a genius right now. All right, guts a call from Sean Payton pays off. That was not a clean looking Philly special. Wait till you see the play. I know that was pretty wild, wasn't it? All right, 10-7. Let's go. Just keep it tight, man. Get to the 4th quarter and give yourself a chance. That's all it's about right now. I did not have Bo Nix receiving a touchdown on my bingo card in this game. Congratulations. If you guys gambled on Bo Nix catching a touchdown, you just became a millionaire. Bo Nix now has 8 touchdowns passing, 4 touchdowns rushing, and 1 touchdown receiving. Pretty good looking stat line right there. Bo Nix, the elite wide receiver. Bo Nix is now the 2nd best wide receiver we've got. I take Bo Nix over Troy Franklin any day. Shoot, he's athletic enough. He probably would be a pretty decent tight end, wide receiver looking body. If you think about the most athletic quarterbacks in the NFL right now, okay, Lamar's in a league of his own. Lamar Jackson, he's the hero. Okay, he's on top of the world. Then Kyler Murray, probably the second most athletic quarterback, and this has nothing to do with ability. Okay, so take out are they a good quarterback or not? Just athletic QBs. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Bo Nix. Bo Nix is probably the 4th most athletic quarterback in the NFL, and we were not even banking on that. Even Sean Payton had no clue how athletic this guy is. So, if we could refine that athleticism and not just have a dude that's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I'm not a big fan of running quarterbacks, but I am a fan of athletic quarterbacks, right? So, if you could refine that to teach the dude to be patient, to extend plays, like I feel like he's done a good job of in this game already. Athleticism is a huge intangible for quarterbacks these days. Pocket passers will always win Super Bowls, though. So if you can't win from the pocket, you will not win a Super Bowl, which is the main reason why I've been considered a Lamar Jackson hater because over the years, he hasn't been able to win on 3rd down. I realize I probably sound like a Nikola Jokic hater. All the idiots out there that couldn't buy into Nikola Jokic after 1, 2, 3, all them MVPs. I probably sound like that with Lamar Jackson, but here's the thing. I'll be right on Lamar Jackson until I'm wrong. Once he wins the Super Bowl is when I'll be wrong. And I ain't backing off it until I'm wrong. How many QBs have ever caught, passed, and run for a touchdown in the same game? Probably more than you'd think. I mean, if you're talking about ever, probably way more than you'd think. Now, this season, Bo's probably the first one. Daniel says, I can't believe they went for that, but what a catch by Bo. Hey, that was a gutsy call from Sean Payton. If you do not convert right now, right then, you're in big trouble. And now we give a big play. Riley Moss gets beat. That's a bit unusual for number 21. Number 21's been flat out balling this year. Yeah, Riley just flat out got beat on that one. How dumb are the Dallas Cowboys? Dallas Cowboys could have had Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry wanted to go to Dallas, and they don't want to cough up 8 million bucks. They said they didn't have the money. It was only $8 million. I know, only $8 million. I'm sure you'd like to have 8 million. As would I. I would say 3 out of 4 NFL evaluators in the offseason thought that Derrick Henry was over the hill. So what he's doing right now this year, he has proven everybody wrong. Yeah, you're right, Kivo. Derek is the happiest man in football for not signing with the Cowboys. They are a hot mess right now. You know, Bo Nix has done a lot of good things in this game. Even the drives that stalled out. First throw of the game, throws an interception. Not really his fault. Yeah, Jonah Ellis one-on-one with Justice Hill. That ain't the matchup we're looking for, Broncos. Might wanna rethink that thing. So when you blitz as often as Vance Joseph does, you have to drop your defensive your edge rushers. So in a 3-4 scheme, your edge rushers, you have no choice but to drop your edge rushers into coverage because when you bring a zone blitz off one side of the field, well, now we have to drop somebody from the other side. And these are the mismatches that you can get when you blitz as often as Vance Joseph does. This defensive line for the Broncos is getting a lot of credit across the league, as they should. They just highlighted DJ Jones. That's one guy that will hardly ever get highlighted because he's a big old nose tackle, and nose tackles hardly ever make plays. Their job is to two gap and keep their offensive linemen off of the linebackers so linebackers can make plays. But DJ Jones is a hell of a football player. All right, third down. Got an opportunity to hold him to three. You got to take small victories when you play the Ravens. If you hold them to three, that's a victory. This offense for the Ravens has got the potential to be the most powerful offense in the history of the NFL. The amount of playmakers they got out there. The offensive line has had some early struggles in the season, but they seem to have solidified that thing once they put Roger in at right tackle, who I was talking about earlier, local kid out of Valor High School. If their offensive line can hold up like they have been, oh my god, that's what makes Lamar Jackson so dangerous, man. Buys a little time, steps up in the pocket, doesn't panic. It's hard to stay in coverage for 5 seconds. That was a pretty good catch from Zay Flowers, actually. That was awkward. I don't know if you guys saw his hands or not, but that was awkward. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't when you play the Ravens, right? Obviously, if you're gonna pick what you want Lamar Jackson to do, you would rather pick him throwing the football. That's not a shot at Lamar Jackson at all. Everybody always hears that as a shot at Lamar Jackson. It's not a shot. It's just that he is more dangerous when he's running the football than he is throwing the football. And so if you load up the box against the Ravens, now we go one on one. Broncos love to go man coverage. You have to go man coverage when you blitz as often as the Broncos do. You can't always do zone blitzes. You got to have man blitzes in there. And when you load up the box and go man, now he beats you with his arm. Pasty is awful today. Yes, it is, Bobo. Nice hat. Broncos got to score on pretty much every possession in this game. That's just the way it's going to go. Michael Pack says, Bob. Sean Orson said they'll have to beat them in the passing game. They don't want the running game to break out. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. I mean, if you're going to pick how you want Lamar Jackson to beat you, you would rather dare him to throw the football. Problem is, Lamar Jackson has evolved. He is so much more than he was as a young player. Who's Orson? I don't know who Sean Orson is. Oh, Sean Payton, not Orson. All right, Bo's been pretty damn good. Stay good, dude. Keep it close. That's all you can ask for. Keep it close. Pretty amazing how well all these rookie quarterbacks been playing this year. Fairly unusual. Even Drake May out there with the Patriots, he's done a lot of good things, man. Ballsy might have gotten away with the hold on that one. Defensive lineman gets his hand up in the air like that as an offensive lineman, you're taught you gotta punch him right in the gut, punch him right in the belly. You get punched in the belly, what do? Boom, you pull your hands down to your belly. The second they stick their hands up, you gotta punch them in the gut. Bam, look at this. Courtland Sutton wide fricking open. The amount of people in the NFL that think that Sean Payton can't coach anymore kind of amazes me. Sean had Sean has had his hand, in the pot of problems for the Broncos way too many times this year with delayed games and, missed challenges, but the dude knows how to coach ball, man. Damn. Athleticism from Bo Nix showing off again. That was a good read from Van Noy. Bo Nix is trying to get out of the pocket there. Supposed to be a bootleg, fake 19, keep right. Van Noy read that thing, forced Bo Nix back into the pocket, wasn't able to get outside. Bo ends up making a play with his feet. Everybody say hi to Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Samson the sheepdog. Ruff. Say ruff. Say hi. Why won't you say hi, puppy? Michael says he's 63, not good at texting. Smell check sucks. Hey, if you're 63 and you figured out how to stream, you're hanging out on Twitter, so you're doing pretty good, my friend. Was that offensive? Did I just old guy judge you? That's my bad. Nobody likes a cute puppy, huh? You guys must hate babies also. Bunch of cold-hearted assholes on this stream. Gonna ta well, sometimes you click and show a comment you shouldn't show, Daniel. Shouldn't have showed that one. That's why I gotta read them before I click on them. Hey, it's Colorado. You do you. Okay, going empty protection, jailbreak screen. That ball could have gone either direction. All 5 offensive linemen flashed and got out. That's why you saw a boatload of Ravens defensive linemen get in. Bo's got the ability to throw that ball to either side of the field. That's a hell of a run right there from Javonte. Look, I went back. If you guys have not watched my all 22s yet on YouTube, you're missing out. I break down every single play offensively for the Broncos, and the Broncos offensive line is actually playing lights out right now, both in the run game and in the pass game. Quinn Miners has been so phenomenal when he's in the running game. That dude moves guys 3 to 4 yards out the spot every single time. Like McGlinchey, the combo blocks between those two guys has been great. This Broncos offensive line, I actually don't know what the stats are going into this week, but as of last week, this Broncos offensive line had given up the fewest sacks in the NFL. So we are so accustomed to bad offensive line play that I don't feel like fans even recognize it when we're having good offensive line play. This offensive line's doing a great job this year. Little swing route. Michael Burton gets a good block there, turns nothing into something. That was a check down. I'm digging the fight in the Broncos in this game. Why not call timeout? Because you want the clock to run down. You don't want Lamar Jackson to have the ball with time left. So you got to eat up as much clock as you possibly can right now. Baltimore ends up calling the timeout after you ask for that. But the reason you don't call timeout is because you don't want Lamar to get the ball back. Greetings from Kuwait. What's up, Michael? Appreciate you tuning in and appreciate your service, I assume. That's cool. You're tuning in from Kuwait. Hey, what time is it in Kuwait right now, Michael? Actually, I'm dead serious. What time is it? What time do you have to get up to watch this game? touchdown, and we got a flag, probably getting called back for holding on the offensive line right after I compliment them because the football gods want to embarrass Tyler. Holding 72, we are accustomed to that call, aren't we? That's my bad. You can put that on me, folks. I complimented the offensive line. The old announcer curse right there. It's only 10 p.m. That's not that cool. I was hoping it was like 3 a.m. All right, so we got all kinds of plays on the play sheet for 3rd and 17. I mean, you just got an abundance of options here. The offensive coordinator's favorite call. Don't press it, Bo. These are situations where bad things happen. Walk away with 3 points. Another penalty. All right, so they said 85 was covered up. So I don't know if the casual fan understands what wide receivers have to be on the ball, what wide receivers have to be off the ball. So if you're a wide receiver to the empty side of the offensive line, meaning there's no tight end, okay, now we got to be on the ball. You always have to have somebody on the ball uh, on each side, right? If you are to the tight end side, tight end now counts as the receiver that is on the ball. So the other wide receiver has to be off the ball if you're on the same side as the tight end. Sounds like we had a wide receiver that was on the ball, which means that the tight end was covered up. I didn't see it, but I assume that's what was happening. Yeah, that was on the Broncos. Broncos just blew up. Not ideal. All right, let's go through some of these comments during the commercial. Just looked it up. A quarterback is never caught, passed. Said pissed. I'm gonna assume you meant passed and ran for TD in the same game. Ever? Damn. I know Christian McCaffrey did that a few years back as a running back. Although maybe that'd be an interesting stat line. Has a quarterback ever pissed his pants and ran for a touchdown at the same time? Speak of the devil, I complimented Bulls by name. Yeah, put it on you, Daniel, idiot. Yep, that was self-destruction. Got a big party for my, youth football team today, celebrating our season in which we won a football game. Turns out Columbus sucks at coaching. I had 19 to 22 kids that never played football before. That was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life, coaching that team. It was a blast, and the kids learned a lot, but man, we got our asses kicked this year. Damn, we had that one, didn't we? That's just a bad ball from Bo. Damn, they had that. And this is why you don't want the Ravens to have time on the clock. One throw, and they're practically in field goal position. One frickin' throw. And we got a face mask to go with it. Cool. Tack on an extra 15. Broncos really should have scored more than 10 points in this half. God dang it. Zay Flowers, touchdown Ravens. It is a freaking dynamic offense, man. Give him the ball 53 seconds or however much was on the clock. Hey, maybe Bo Nixon score with 16 seconds. We could dream, right? The amount of playmakers the Ravens already have, and they add Deontay Johnson to that mix. Oh, shit. 24-10. Broncos were hanging in this half, and all of a sudden down by 14 going into halftime, and the Ravens get the ball. Super. Yeah, you should go to Costco. I heard that you have good interactions when you go there. Yep. The old double score. That's why, you defer when you win the coin toss. You wanna get the double score. It's the most powerful thing in football. When you can score at the end of halftime and you get the ball back, if you're able to score on that drive, there's stats out there that when you get that double score, you win the football game like 85% of the time. That's why teams defer. Now you gotta get the double score. But the Ravens got that thing. Even if you get 3 points, you don't even have to score 7 on the double score. If you just get 3 points, get the ball back, you score again. The stats are like 85% of the time you win the football game. It's crazy. Josh McDaniels did not do a lot of things well here in Denver, but I'll give him credit on that one. He was the first coach I ever had that would harp on the double score and the importance of it, and he was not wrong. Would you down it or throw a Hail Mary in this situation? No, I would definitely down it. The last thing you need is a bad thing to happen, man. The odds of, connecting on a 85-yard Hail Mary are next to none. Down it, go into halftime, take your licks, try to recover, count on the number 1 defense of the league. That's what the Denver Broncos defense is. You gotta count on the number 1 defense of the league doing their thing when they get out of halftime now. This was a game where something had to give, right? Was it gonna be the Broncos defense or was it gonna be the Ravens offense? Because you had good on good. You had the number 1 offense in the NFL going up against the best defense in the NFL, and something had to give in this game. Unfortunately, it would appear that the Denver Broncos defense is the one that is given. In my opinion, this game was gonna come down to a handful of things. It was gonna come down to the rush defense by both teams. The Ravens had the best rush defense in the NFL, and the Broncos had to contain Derrick Henry. And they gotta contain Lamar Jackson. So it's gonna come down to the rush defense. Well, the Ravens are winning that battle. It was a something's gotta give game, right? So who's gonna win? Is it gonna be the defense of the Broncos or the offense for the Ravens? And then the third thing, the Broncos gotta cage Lamar Jackson in. So far, they are doing that. They have contained Lamar Jackson in the running game. Lamar hasn't done anything in the running game, but he's dicing you up throwing the football. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't game in terms of how you rush Lamar Jackson. You know, Nick Bonito is an over the hoop edge rusher, right? So that's how he gets all his tackles when he goes over the hoop behind the tackles. Well, when you rush over the hoop, when you play Lamar Jackson, well, now you give that huge vacancy for Lamar to sneak out of the pocket and take off and gain 25 yards. So a lot of teams, when you play a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson, it's box rushing, cage rushing, however you want to call it, where you will just bull rush down the middle of the offensive tackle's chest, and you've now actually given up on trying to get these sacks, and your main priority is just trying to keep Lamar Jackson inside the pocket. Damned if you do, damned if you don't when you play with Lamar Jackson. Ravens offense making a point after getting shut down a bit last week. That was my fear, Kevo, however you say that. When the Ravens lose a game to the Browns, you might look at that like, "Oh, that's good. Hey, the Browns beat the Ravens. It proves that they are a team that you could beat." Nah, all that did was piss off the Ravens. All I did was motivate the Ravens. Zero chance they were gonna come in. I was hoping the Broncos would kinda get overlooked by the Ravens a little bit, but the second that the Browns beat the Ravens, I knew there was no chance of that happening. Alright, boys and girls, I am, gonna take a little halftime break. I will, holler at you all in a few.